The race for the 2019 presidential election in Nigeria is becoming a case of the more, the merrier. Now, the politicians have continued to join the fray in a bid to unseat President Muhammadu Buhari. The latest is former governor of Kano State, that is senator representing Kano Central Senatorial District. His name is Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso. Senator Kwankwaso, who recently defected from the All Progressive Congress, APC, is taking another shot at the presidency after a failed bid in 2015. At the official declaration of his intention at a makeshift venue in Abuja, Kwankwaso promised positive change. Will he last the entire race this time to actualize his ambition? Now, Wale, Rabiu Kwankwaso declaring his ambition.
Yeah.
And I saw the crowd that in spite of the fact that they were not allowed to use the Eagle Square, he was still able to mobilize his normal red cap people, and to show you the level of the organization, they were always in red cap, the whole crowd. So that is his own trademark. One of the most formidable aspirants within the People's Democratic Party.
For me, I think it's a very good development. The incumbent president should not just emerge on a platter of gold. It should be a tough battle. And I think that is the best way anybody that emerges will appreciate the value of democracy. So I don't think you should have it on a platter of gold. You know, Kwankwaso is a former governor, two-time governor in Kano State. And he has a long history of political participation, going back to 1992, when he was in the House of Rep and became deputy speaker in Kano State. So I think he's qualified. He's just 62 years old. So, I mean, we can't take away his democratic right from him. But then, looking at the balance of forces, he's coming out from Kano, which represents the stronghold of the president. And of course, one of the most strategic cities, you know, and states in Nigeria in terms of electoral value, with about 5.1 million votes. So the question is, will Kwankwaso be able to defeat, you know, the president in Kano, in the Kano axis? For me, I don't think so. Because though he was governor, you know, and then if you look at the time that he was governor, the last time he was, you know, the governor of that state, the state was also, his party was full of all sorts of divisions, you know, crisis in the party and all that. So he needs to contend with the current governor of Kano State. And he also needs to contend with the popularity of the president. You know, that's Buhari in Kano, Kaduna axis. And also he needs to also scale the hurdle of scaling the primaries in the PDP. So I think irrespective of the declaration, there are still so many rivers to cross. But I think generally it's a very good thing for democratic principles in the country. People should come out, the more the merrier, and let Nigerians have the right to choose, you know, the candidate that's better for them.
For PDP to actually stand a chance to beat the All Progressive Congress in next year's election, they need to upset Muhammadu Buhari in the Northwest, because that is his traditional stronghold. And they need a candidate that can match up Muhammadu Buhari in that Northwest. Do you see Kwankwaso as a person that can divide the vote of Muhammadu Buhari in Northwest?
If you're talking about the Northwest, I see Kwankwaso, he can match up to the president. That is where Muhammadu Buhari, he can. Because if you look at it, despite the denials, as in they denied him access to the Eagle Square, they even denied him access to the old parade ground, you know. Look at the crowd that still came out. And that crowd is not just one particular saying that,
go to the bus stop,
you know, going, no. Most people traveled all the way from different parts of the country to Abuja. So that cult following, he has it. He has people in, I know he has that Kwankwasia movement. There are 19 states in the north, so he has them. In the south, he's also coming to the south, even in Lagos. So if you are talking about someone that has the caliber, the cult following like Muhammadu Buhari, it is Kwankwaso, and he has it. So if the PDP really wants this race to be a very tight contest, and they just don't want any kind of, it shouldn't be like for the money bags or somebody that will, they should try him. they have to try, because we are talking about the Northwest. The Northwest has the largest population in terms of voting population. If you look at the number of people that have collected PVCs for now, it is still the Northwest. So they should be thinking of that. Not those ones that are just coming up and saying, you know, about 7. So they should be thinking of him for now and not any other person.
Babajide, let's do a kind of reverse calculation here. In 2014, when APC had their primaries, you had Kwankwaso in APC. You had Atiku Abubakar in APC. The likes of Bukola Saraki, they were still all in APC. And all these big weights gave Muhammadu Buhari the push. And he won with the incumbent president with over 2 million votes. Now, 2017, I mean now 2018. Apart from Muhammadu Buhari and let's say the likes of Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, we don't have this star-studded team within the APC. It's just Muhammadu Buhari spearheading the attack. That's the person that can describe as their C. Ronaldo. And you know, we do. You know, the team is not so star-studded, but the heavyweights, they are now within the People's Democratic Party. So how would you describe the declaration? Before we enter the studio now, somebody just told me that Bukola Saraki too has officially declared.
Yes. The challenge for the PDP is to manage their post-primaries crisis because of the heavyweights in the party, the heavyweights that will contest the presidency for the ticket of the party, there will definitely be some crisis after the primaries. Some of them will be bitter. Remember, the APC had to get those who contested against Buhari to enter into a deal that they will not defect in the aftermath of the primaries. They made them sign that bond. How PDP manages its post-presidential primary election.
October 6th now.
Post-presidential primary election. How they manage it is what will determine the future of the party. Because every day I ask myself, these people are so many. And the stakes, everyone knows that the stakes are high. And they have money. And we all know that our election, money plays the yeoman's role in our election. No matter how anyone tries to rewrite history or do some funny revisionism, you still have to spend money to win election in Nigeria. It's a fact. Even if you are Muhammadu Buhari, you must spend money. If he doesn't want to spend it, some other people will spend it on his behalf. The same way some people helped him to purchase form the other day. That way, some people will spend money to make sure that he wins the election. So this is a fact. So Kwankwaso, it is established in northern Nigeria today, after Buhari, nobody is as popular again like Kwankwaso. It's a fact. We cannot hate a man and not admit some of the qualities or what God has given him. I'm not a Kwankwaso supporter. No.
You're not a Kwankwasia.
No. I've never believed in his brand of politics. But the truth is, today in northern Nigeria, the northern Nigeria that I go to frequently, there is no movement. After Buhari, when you talk about cult following, I was listening to Rufai the other day, this Buhari supporter, that one from Jigawa State, that a lady interviewed. He admitted it. When it comes to cult following, after Buhari, it is this man. So he has the support base to really give Buhari real fight. Yes, I still predict that Buhari will win the election, but who can actually give him
that fight?
Like a photo finish.
You have to look at someone who has support. Yes. Me, I'm not. You see, when you do rallies these days, you don't see people wear uniform.
Exactly.
I've told you before that when you see politicians wear the same dress, that in rallies, that is when you know that that party is popular. Because you can actually pay just anybody to come to a rally. But if they are wearing the same dress, you will know that they were mobilized at the level of their wards, at the level of their local governments and all that.
So the red caps.
These red caps show inexorably that this man has support. The support may not be sufficient for him to win the election. But today, when you look at others in his party, in the party that he has joined, they don't have the cult following. I go on YouTube, Google Kwankwaso in Daura. Even when he visited Daura, the emir of Daura, the hometown of the president, you see red caps all over the place. So this man has support. Whether he can get it is a different kettle of fish. The big people in the PDP will determine who gets what. But we must also not forget his message. And I think that he said a lot of things.
Jide, I think Lamido is calling us. Okay. Wale Adeoye, when you look at what Kwankwaso stands for, and somebody like Sule Lamido, a lot of people, they see him that maybe is the trump card of the former president, that's Olusegun Obasanjo, and he's trying to shake off that toga. But how far can Sule Lamido go? Does he have the kind of Kwankwaso appeal?
I don't think so. I don't think so. Because if you look at what has been happening the past few years, you can't, in terms of population, Jigawa and Kano State, there are two extremes. Jigawa is a smaller state. And in terms of involvement, in politics, you have to give it to Kwankwaso. He was in the PDM, with Yaradua. He was in SDP. As far back as 1992, was in the House of Representatives. And
he rose.
Yeah, he rose over the. So I think I don't think Sule Lamido can be compared with him in terms of popularity in the North. I don't think so. But I'm really surprised that Sule Lamido can be worried whether President Obasanjo is supporting him or not. I don't think for me it really matters. Because even if he says Obasanjo is not supporting, then what does that mean? Because
he said people have been saying he's being sponsored by Obasanjo. I said, no, I'm not sponsored by him. I even joined the PDP before him, which is true. It's true. Because he's a foundation member of the PDP.
Yeah.
He was among
the G34.
The first set of people that came together to form PDP, including Bola Ige at that time.
PDP ever since.
Yes, so I think he has a point.
Yeah, but within PDP, if Obasanjo is supporting, I don't think that should be a minus. I mean, Obasanjo is also a very formidable force in the PDP of old. So I don't think why he should.
No longer in their party.
Yeah,
you
but
see some.
But
that can also.
He consults
No, he respects him.
Yeah.
If I respect you, I consult you. It's not the same thing as saying you are sponsoring me.
Okay.
Let's get what he said clear. He said he's not sponsoring me. I respect him a lot, but he's not sponsoring me, and I believe him. Osule has been looking for this thing for some time. Yes, everyone thinks, oh, because he worked for Obasanjo as minister, this and remember Obasanjo took him to spite Abubakar Rimi. He took him because he knows that Sule and Rimi are very close. So he decided to make him minister just to shame Abubakar Rimi at that time. So
I have Justin. Justin is calling us from Lagos. Thank you for holding on.
Hello, Bajide.
Thank you for holding on.
Hello.
Yes, you are on.
Bajide.
We dey hear you.
How are you?
I dey fine, no.
You see what is happening. You haven't seen anything yet. You haven't seen anything yet. It's Asiwaju is one making that party called APC standing. Take Asiwaju away, you will be I don't know what the language I can use about that. Okay. It's Asiwaju Bola Tinubu making APC to stand. Not it's a very close friend of mine. It's Asiwaju people are looking on APC and the vice president.
Thank you.
Take those two people away, APC nowhere to be found. So bye-bye.
Thank you.
Jide, I wish you best of luck.
Thank you.
I must confess, Johnson is very funny. So that's the point he just came to make.
Well, that is not opinion.
Looking at, I think Asoko now, looking at the people now that you see, and the decision day is going to be October, the 6th of October. What they are doing, they've seen APC, you know, reel out their timetable for all their elections and everything. So carefully watched and very close to the deadline. So the People's Democratic Party, anybody that is aggrieved from the process.
It was what happened the last time.
This was what happened in 2014. Exactly. So this nomination closes 7th and 6th. They are going to have their primary election. But looking at the people that are parading.
Okay, the people that are parading.
We're not talking about Aminu Tambuwal.
No.
We can't say that everybody can win now.
No, that is
When you ask us questions, you want us to speak from our heart. Talk about what we see. Because whatever we say here is being recorded. If I say that a man who is likely to come last will be the one to win the election, after the election, people will play the thing back and taunt me.
You said it.
They will taunt me. I can only say things that I can defend. This is a fact. There are so many of them. Remember, we were talking about this earlier in the week. And they have capacity in terms of money. They have capacity.
They go say governor.
But it is not enough. Look, somebody may eventually win the primaries, the presidential primaries of the APC, and that person may not in the end be able to give Buhari a run for his money. Because the primary election and the main election, they are different things. If you can buy delegates, you can easily win a primary election. But how many of the people out there can you buy? How many of the Nigerian masses can you buy? So that is the thing. From what we see, yes, there is Tambuwal, there is everybody. You want me to say Tambuwal will win the primaries or that he will give Buhari a run for his money?
No, to just size him up. That is the man that has jettisoned his governorship.
We have just told you. The people that have...
Let's see what happens.
So we have a lineup. Lineup is there. We have to rack.
We'll do top 10. Top 10. We'll do top 10. Top 10 PDP presidential aspirants. You will see where Saraki will.
Saraki. Saraki has even declared today.
Yes.
So he respected himself.
Not forgetting,
And he knew where he wanted to. Atiku Abubakar is there.
That declared.
Although the people are saying he didn't declare, but he had, Sule Lamido,
there are many of them. Even Tahiru
Bafarawa, McAfee.
I want that
even
PhD.
Even the youngest of them, Ahmed Buhari.
Yes.
Ahmed Buhari too.
We come from
youngest,
PDP.
PDP too.
Is it from PDP?
Yes.
Ahmed Buhari?
Yes, exactly.
Oh.
So you can see the lineup is just too
But
much.
the thing is, what we hold the viewer is to speak the truth. The viewers too, they are perceptive.
Exactly.
If you say that someone who everyone can see does not have capacity is the person who is likely to win, they will say, oh, they have settled them. Oh, they don't give out money. That is what you will hear.
Emmanuel from Abuja. Thank you for joining us, Emmanuel.
Yeah, thank you very much. Good evening.
All right, go ahead,
I want
conclusion.
to appreciate you for your program. I think I enjoyed your program very well.
Thank you,
Well,
Emmanuel.
I want to suggest, sir, hello?
Yeah, we can hear
I
you.
want to suggest that in your gathering like this, sir,
Yeah.
it's better you bring in a female journalist to join you so that you can make at least you will be at least gender sensitive. All two have been watching you. You have not introduced female for the past 1, 2, 3 months now.
We have used women in the past.
Noted. Thank you, Emmanuel. Sorry, we are scouting. I'll take this break. When we come back, we'll talk more. It's still journalist hangout. Please stick around.